Welcome to this Delta Java basic tutorial. Here I'm going to cover the fundamentals for creating and working with Delta Java software product lines. I'm going to start with a fresh Eclipse installation to which Delta Java has already been installed. I'm going to switch to the Java perspective and now get rid of all these views very quickly, as we're not going to need any of them. The first thing I'm going to do is create a new Delta Java project. Therefore, I right-click somewhere within the Package Explorer, choose New, Project, and search for the entry named Delta Java Project. A wizard will ask me to name a new project. After confirming by clicking Finish, I end up with a new Delta Java project. It comes with an empty Java source folder and a special folder named Deltas, designated to contain my Delta modules. However, I can change this special folder by right-clicking on my Delta Java project, choosing Properties, navigating to Delta Java Settings, and choosing another folder. Per default, it is set to the folder called Deltas, which is created during the project creation process. Delta Java will only take Delta modules into account which are contained in the folder I specify here. Now let's create some core assets that we later want to transform. With core assets, I simply mean Java code located in a source folder within my project that all variants are built up on. However, it is not necessary to create core assets. I will come back to this point later. Freshly created Delta Java projects come along with a source folder, so I'm just going to use it here. This is a very quick and basic tutorial, so my code won't be very sensible here. I'm going to create a class with two members, a field and a method. To see better examples, I refer to our very detailed homepage. With these core assets set up, I'm now going to create a Delta module which modifies the core asset class. Therefore, I'm going to create a new Delta module by pressing New, Other, Delta Java file. A wizard is going to ask me for a name. I can name my Delta module however I like. I'm simply going to name it delta1.deltaj here. Now, within the curly brackets of my Delta declaration, I can choose to add, remove, or modify classes of my software product line. I'm going to start by modifying the core class I earlier created. Therefore, I use the modifies keyword followed by the fully qualified name of the classifier I aim to modify. Within the following curly brackets of the modify operation, I can now choose to add, modify, and remove members of my targeted classifier. For the sake of simplicity, I am only going to cover adding members right now. However, our website covers further examples and insights into all kinds of operations along with their notation. It's definitely worth a look. At this point of the tutorial, I have a regular core Java class and a Delta module that wants to add members to this core class when it is applied. What's missing now are some problem space artifacts. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to set up and work with the absolute basic Delta eCore artifacts that are required to generate variants. First, I'm going to create a new Delta eCore feature model. Right-click on your project, choose New, Other, Delta eCore feature model, and enter a name. Within this graphical editor, I can organize and rename my features as I please. I am going to switch to the renaming mode by pressing F2 and call this root feature Tutorial SPL. Now I am going to create a new feature contained by the Tutorial SPL feature. I can choose any name I like. I name this one Feature 1. My intention for this soon-to-be software product line is to apply Delta 1 whenever Feature 1 is selected. Therefore, I need to create a Delta mapping. It is important to name all your Delta eCore artifacts equally. That means that they only differ in their file extension. Since I named my feature model tutorial.de feature model, I am going to name the mapping tutorial.de mapping. This mapping stores information about which Delta modules are applied based on a selection of features. I will simply map my freshly created feature to my earlier implemented Delta module. As you can see, Delta Java automatically created a folder called DEcore on the same folder hierarchy level as the designated Delta folder. On saving, Delta Java Delta modules are automatically transformed to special Delta eCore Delta modules ending with .decore. Delta eCore can only work with these special kinds of Delta modules. Hence, within my Delta mapping, I need to refer to the automatically created Delta eCore Delta modules. Other than that, Delta eCore Delta mappings are easy to grasp. The syntax here is fairly easy. With all this set up, I can now generate variants from my Delta Java project. To make things easier, I am therefore very quickly creating a new Java project that I will later use to generate code into. It is going to be my variant project. Now, to start the variant generation process, I will open my feature model with another view. Earlier, I used the editor to organize and name features. Now, I'm going to open my feature model in the configurator view to select the configuration of features and generate variants thereupon. Double-clicking a feature will add it to my configuration. The generation process is then started by clicking the Generate Variant button on the right-hand side of the configurator view. A pop-up window is asking me to select a generator and a destination folder. As I am developing with Delta Java, I'm going to choose the Delta Java variant generator and refer to the source folder of the designated variant project I just created. Delta eCore is now generating a variant based on the features I selected by applying all mapped Delta modules. In this case, it is only applying my Delta 1 Delta module. Let's have a look what impact the Delta module had on my core asset class. As you can see, the two members I wanted to add with my Delta module actually ended up in my variant's core class. Let me just close all these views here and implement another Delta module. I'm going to name this one Delta 2. Here I'm going to add an entire Java compilation unit containing a package declaration, possible imports, and a classifier, of course, just as you would write code into a Java file. This is where I come back to my statement about core assets of Delta Java software product lines. Delta Java Delta modules enable the addition of entire compilation units. Hence, you can implement a software product line without core assets, leaving all code inside Delta modules. In my edit class, I will only very quickly implement a dummy method for demonstration purposes. To generate code from it, I am adding a new feature to my feature model using the editor view and map my new Delta module to my new feature. When generating a variant that includes the application of this Delta module, my variant will end up with an additional class just as I implemented it in my Delta module. Of course, I can also transform my edit class. I will therefore create another Delta module. As I can only modify the content of my edit classifier whenever it was actually added before by applying Delta 2, my new Delta module Delta 3 depends on Delta 2. This is expressed by the requires keyword. I can then work with my edit class just as I would work with a core class. As I want to show you something new, I am going to alter the content of the dummy method I implemented in my edit class. This operation will replace the original implementation of a targeted method. However, it is possible to call the original implementation of the targeted method by using an original call. To see the impact of this Delta module on application, I am very quickly going to generate another variant. As you can see, the original implementation of my method was renamed and called where I stated the original call in my Delta module code. At last, I'm going to show you how to remove classifiers. This is done by working with the removes keyword. You can remove members from classifiers accordingly. When applied, this Delta module will remove the reference classifier. It will not be contained in your generated variant.